I just wanted to show you some of my game calls that I use. And each person has probably got their own different weapons they use out there in the field to call up deer. And this one is the extinguisher. It's got like 3 different calls on it. It's got the grunt, fawn, and doe on it. So you could just use one call if you wanted to. I have a mad doe bleep, and this is the mad growler. This is probably one of my favorites. Then you got, you can call, like during the rut, you can rattle, or before the rut, and call up a deer with this. And this is probably my most favorite. I probably use it most of all, this can call. And I've called up bucks and does with it. I've even used it to settle down a buck one time. He came back 4 different times just out of curiosity, just to check me out, and he was about 100 yards off 3 different times. He came back, he run off and come back, and the last time he come within 30 yards and looked at me for 30 seconds, and when he run, he just kind of took out, turned around, and just trotted away, just like no danger at all. So these are kind of my assortment of game calls that I use, and I just thought I'd let you know, how and the assortment is. The thing is just to get something and just use it and try it. It doesn't mean that you fail at it and that you didn't call them up properly. Over there to the tree line, we got probably 100 yards, and clear to the top of the bluff, about the same distance. And I think there, some of those spots might be 125, but we got some open areas here right at 100 yards, and some of this area here is probably shooting a deer at 50 yards. But no matter what, one of the weapons I use, I whistle at them. What I use that for is I get them to, out of curiosity, come and look at me. It gives me about 5 seconds to put the crosshairs on them and pull the trigger. What it does, it gives you a stable shot on the animal without them walking through the woods. Now, they won't stop every time. It's just like an example like this. And they'll turn around and look at you. And probably about 85% of the time, you'll get them to acknowledge you, and you can harvest your animal.